You as a coach. To be a good coach, the manager must be able to understand and accept the employee's drivers and perception of the reality. Listen, ask questions, and reflect. Match the employee's body language, learning styles, tempo, and moods during the coaching conversation. Be curious and present at all times. Be focused on the employee's expressed goal for the coaching. Help the employee to see different perspectives. Hold the employee accountable to take concrete actions. Prevent own thoughts, ideas, and perceptions to interfere in the coaching. Be appreciative and able to celebrate successes. To be a good leadership coach, the manager must be able to be present on the floor to discover the competence level and the motivation level of each employee. Be present to discover successes and challenges. Be ready to make your observations available to the employees. Show appreciation for the steps taken in the right direction. Acknowledge the competence level and level of courage. Let low results be a reason to explore what works and what could be if repeated. Let high results be a reason to explore the limits and help people want to strive for more. Structure your own calendar to prioritize dialogues with employees as the most important task to do. Enter the leadership path, lead and manage performance to learn more about structured coaching and daily leadership. Here are some good advices for you as a coach. Be multidimensional. It's not just another focus person getting the same coach performance as you're usually giving. Mirror the person to meet the preferences. Be honest. Sometimes it's tempting to avoid offering own observations when most needed, to avoid the person getting emotional like sad or angry. If you sense that your observations are important for the focus person to take one more step, then offer them. Be appreciative. Acknowledge the person for wanting to take actions and wanting to increase competences and courage. A confrontational approach is less likely to get a movement. Stay neutral. Do not appear to be persuaded by the focus person's opinions, nor judge or directly criticize the focus person. Interrupt and don't interrupt. Interrupt if the focus person seems off track according to own goals, and don't interrupt if it can disturb the focus person's thoughts. Minimize your own vocals. Ask short and precise questions, then let the person speak without any more words from you. Learn to react silently as the focus person talks, rather than saying things like, "Ooh, right, I see." Use nods and facial expressions. Don't over-direct. Ask open-ended questions instead of limiting the focus person by asking too many closed-ended questions. Show empathy. You will often need to cover sensitive or distressing topics. Show some compassion for the subject without getting too emotional. Ask for permission before asking difficult questions. For instance, is it okay to ask questions about? It's not about you. Don't talk about yourself or add your own opinion. Your questions are what the focus person needs to hear from you. Take an interest in psychology. Coaching is very closely associated with psychology. The better you understand how people think, the better you will be able to ask powerful questions. Coaching is based on trust. Ensure healthy relationships with all employees. If there are any of your employees where you feel that your relationship is not based on mutual trust and respect, you need to take a step back. Find out how you would like to handle the situation and move into action. Maybe coaching is not the right tool now, and maybe it is. Never coach a person you do not personally and professionally respect and trust. Acknowledge for who they are. Find out what you can do to improve trust in the relationship. The employee as a focus person. When being coached, the employee has the coach or manager as a mirror. This mirror is much more stubborn than own inner dialogues. The inner dialogues a person has with him or herself is trying to find a good solution and then letting the thoughts go because they are getting too difficult to handle. The coach's more stubborn mirror is using questions to follow the answers that the employee gives. This forces the employee to answer questions that he or she is in first hand not really ready to answer, but feel obliged to answer. That is why it can be tough to be a focus person and liberating at the same time. On one hand, there are some tough decisions to take, and at the same time, there is a solution for how to work with a tough challenge, an exciting possibility, or a confusing dilemma. It is often a dilemma to both the coach and focus person that the relationship is asymmetric. meaning that the manager is holding the employee's future in his or her hands, since the manager has the responsibility and possibility to hire and fire. This can cause the employee to be more careful about what to answer to some questions. The level of honesty can vary depending on the level of trust. It can be very unsuccessful to coach if there's no mutual trust. The first meeting can be a bit awkward, since you may be doing something in a new way and the employee may wonder what this means for him or her to open up to you in a different way. The first meeting is an opportunity for both of you to talk about how you would like to work together. Reach an agreement about what is appropriate to talk about and what is not. Explain your intentions and expectations. Initiate a team dialogue. Different people will have different perspectives, experiences, and emotions when it comes to having a dialogue with a manager. Some might say, "Yes, finally I'll be seen, heard, and taken seriously." Others might not say anything or be against the idea. It might feel uncomfortable and not safe. They may think or say, "Why am I going to sit and have an intimate conversation with my boss? I'd rather just do my job." Create clarity by telling the team how you see you can work together differently and what this can benefit to in relation to reaching the goals and the strategies and living the company's mission, vision, and values. Explain that this is new to all of you and that you need feedback on your performance, and this way hopefully you will be a better manager to the team. Let the team members get an opportunity to reflect together, ask questions, and get answers. Enter the leadership path, lead and manage people to learn more about how people are different. Enter the leadership path, lead and manage teams to learn more about how to create and maintain trust in a team. Once the employee has taken responsibility for actions in the coaching conversation, then the responsibility for actually taking actions is in the employee's hands. The manager's responsibility is to follow up on the actions decided. Take a minute to think about how many times your employees are knocking on your door to get the answers. It is most probably easiest for you to answer if you're experienced in the task you're managing. The downside of it is that the employees will ask you again, since you seem to have all the answers all the time. At the same time, they hold you responsible if the solution you have given does not work.